From time immemorial, mankind has been fascinated by the night sky, dreaming of discovering the secrets of the future. Today we have a powerful tool, the Hubble telescope, by means of which we can look still further away, not only into the physical limits of the universe, but also into events that took place a long, long time ago. But what if there are some lost worlds in our immediate vicinity? Do we have a tool to discover the past of the Earth? Some years ago, Google Earth rose on the internet sky and brought a detailed picture of the Earth from space. Since then, billions of eyes have had the opportunity to scrutinize the surface of the Earth and discover old and new things. Let's take a look at this region, right in the middle of Europe. What is this, you might wonder, and you are not the only one to do so. This question has been asked by a lot of people who observe this. A very legitimate question too, we have to admit. Iarcuri, an endless story. Isn't it surprising to live at no more than 20 kilometers south of this, and not to have heard anything about some fortifications which have around 1,722 hectares and a perimeter of 16 kilometers? What you see here is the earthwork fortifications at Cornesti Iarcuri in the Banat region, Romania. But what is truly unique about it is, first, its size. It is not only the largest of its kind in Central and Western Europe, but also by comparison with a modern town it's a huge surface for an old settlement, half of the surface of Timișoara, a city of 330,000 inhabitants. The Vobar fortress town of Timișoara covers an area of only 64 hectares, 72 hectares first enclosure of Cornesti Iarcuri. The second aspect worth noting is related to how these fortifications were built in terms of configuration, away from any river or water supply source. What was their original purpose? Were they only for war or for trade or for some ceremonial purpose or any other use? The third unique aspect is that some unsuccessful attempts to answer these questions were already made 120 years ago. After the Austrian Empire eventually conquered the Banat region in 1716-1718, maps of the newly annexed territory were made. Iarcuri appears on a Mersey map, 1723-1725, and later on all the military maps until the end of the First World War in 1918. It also appears on the map of the region's first history, written by Francesco Grisellini between 1779 and 1780. Grisellini was the first to launch the theory that part of the earthworks of the Banat region has an Avar origin, although in his history of the region he never mentioned the Cornesti-Jadani fortifications. It was as late as the end of the 19th century that Joseph Peck considered that these fortifications have an Avar origin. On the 28th of February 1877, addressing the Society of History and Archaeology in Timișoara, he was the first to propose that diggings and systematic research on this site should be started. Three theories have been formulated so far about the origin of the fortifications. Firstly, some authors believe that they can be traced back to the period of Avar domination, possibly the capital territory of a state which for 200 years proved to be the strongest in Central Europe, and even a real threat for Constantinople. A second theory appeared in 1933. After doing some field research and further diggings in the area, Joachim Loya concluded that the pottery discovered points to the settlement going back to the Bronze Age. In 1939, Marius Moga started diggings in 7 places in the area of Cornesti Iarcuri, in the first, and so far the only research campaign. Unfortunately, the outbreak of the Second World War in the same year terminated any scientific endeavor, and until 1989 there were no other undertakings in this direction. Until this year, everybody considered that there were only 3 walls in Cornesti Iarcuri. However, a more recent article written on the basis of aerial photographs mentions the existence of a 4th wall and the extension of the surface to more than 1,700 hectares. When Google Earth was launched, a 3rd theory emerged from Canada, according to which this place is the remains of Attila's capital. A Roman diplomat named Priscus described his mission at Attila's court, and his account includes many similarities with the geographical location of Iarcuri. What is this place anyway? What is its true origin, and what did it really stand for? Who could give us a definitive answer to all these questions, and when, is anyone's guess. To sum it all up, the 3 theories proposed so far point to an Avar capital, the capital of fearful Attila, the scourge of God, or a huge Bronze Age settlement 3,600 years old, contemporary with the Minoan civilization and Thera's volcanic eruption. Maybe, someday, the place we're now looking at will rewrite the history of Europe.